Huyndai.
More used to changing home grounds than any other A-League outfit, having hosted matches at no fewer than 12 venues across New Zealand. It's a very warm day in this part of Victoria. Temperatures nudging the late 30s. On the pitch, both are in pretty good shape. Western United third, having taken 7 points from their previous 9. And the Phoenix, of course, on that 6-match unbeaten run. Out of the top 6 just for the time being, courtesy of the Wanderers' win in Adelaide last night. These two did make a course in round 1 with United and could soon have been some pushing up. Make our way to the middle, let's check the 2 news, starting with Western United. They make 3 changes, which includes a starting debut for Dylan Parias, who will play, at least on the team sheet, in the right wing-back role. Aaron Calver is listed as a left-sided central defender as part of a back 3. First start too for Max Burgess in midfield as he faces his former club. Scott McDonald returns after missing the last 3 games with an Achilles problem. Ersan Gulam, Dario Yurtens and Panagiotis Kone are the absentees today. Andy Durante has recovered from concussion. Josh Riston is still unavailable. Scott McDonald, good to see him back. A lot of speculation about his future over the last few weeks, but lining up in green and black this afternoon. As for the Wellington Phoenix, just the one change to their starting 11, and it is enforced as well due to illness to Joshua Soturio. So Callum McCowan gets the nod. Alex Rufer and Louis Fenton are the long-term Knicks absentees. So Cameron Devlin continues in midfield after 2 outstanding displays, and Tim Payne starts his 7th consecutive match of right-back. Not the natural position of the former Blackburn Rovers junior, but he's filled in admirably for Fenton. So that's the line-up on this very warm afternoon in country Victoria. A good crowd on hand as we look across the pitch to the brickworks and back and beyond. Western United going through their huddle. Head coach in there as well, but he's just listening in, it appears. And amongst that, of course, is Besart Berisha, who today looking to score at a 15th A-League venue. He's got 14 goals in 20 matches against Wellington Phoenix, including that round 1 winner in Wellington. The 2 coaches, of course, know each other really well. One Rudin and one Tale, 2 good friends, played together at both Sydney FC and at the Vispa Fukuoka in Japan. And of course, they coached together with the Australian junior national teams as well. Bit of news about Mark Rudin's assistants this week. There is speculation that John Hutchinson and John Anastasiadis might both be moving on. Hutchinson back to the USA with Seattle. Anastasiadis potentially to assist Ange Postecoglou in Japan. We'll see if that plays out this week. There's the ladder as it stands at the start of play. Wellington to try and move back into the top 6. And the prize for Western United could be a second spot, at least for 24 hours. Sydney facing Melbourne City tomorrow. There's Cameron Devlin, who played so well against his former club, Sydney FC, last week. Big job for him in midfield today to try and keep the likes of Diamante quiet. Easier said than done. The first ever A-League match to be played in Ballarat is underway.
Top.
Rather difficult, Andy Harper, to tip a winner, given both
Corner'e
are in
çıkıyor.
such good form.
Certainly in the latest game from Wellington United last week, very impressive result over the Wanderers. Should give them confidence coming into this game. Perhaps tempered somewhat by the real resurgence of Wellington Phoenix after a bit of a slow start this season under Huyndai. They're playing some great football the Knicks, and they will certainly give Western United a big test here today.
That's the first
Atiba kafayla karşılıyor.
by Renaud Piscator on the speedy Dylan Parias, whose job it will be to try and exploit any spaces down the flanks. And he's quick, Parias. I've been impressed with him off the bench. I think it's a very big move
Hemen eliyle
Rudin to give him his first start today.
Well, he and Max Burgess have been very effective as substitutes, and they get a chance to start today.
Taç.
Mixing things around a
Gençler
little bit,
Birliği kullanacak.
resting some players. The heat is a factor.
Az önce gençlerdeki futbolcuları Fırat Aydınus'a baktılar. Bu pozisyonda.
I think most of his team actually frustrated that they haven't been able to dominate games in recent times the way they set out to. The label of them being pragmatic and defensive doesn't sit too well.
Ruiz.
Dylan Parias showing up for attack as well.
Hayite.
Forcing the first save out of the game. The final it is two.
Bir dakika
Stefan
demedi.
Marinovic.
Bir korner daha.
Almost a goal within 2 minutes, Tom. His Western United starting debut for Dylan Parias.
Marinovic started sloppily last week against Sydney, but he's not in his game here early. Cuts inside with Price nicely. It's a good change of direction.
Diaz köşe
And a
vuruşunu
good effort on
kullanıyor.
goal.
First corner, which is one short by Diamante, gets it back off to Parias and tries to tend it. Well, you never know with Diamante whether he's actually going for goal. I'm pretty sure it was angled
Sesenyon.
and aimed towards Andrew Durante, but he's got such talent, the Italian.
Well, he gets incredible angle on those passes.
Hemen Atiba'ya.
Technique when he contacts the ball.
Atiba
So much
Hutchinson.
curl. And then
Baskı
he's got
sefadan.
incredible hip
Atiba
rotations.
top
He gets
kaybı
this
Yasin.
incredible whipping action. Very difficult for
Diaz.
defenders to
Caner kesiyor.
accurately
Ve
know
hemen
to where the
Umut
ball is
Nayır'ı.
going to go.
Umut Nayır karşı karşıya.
Super
Umut
power
Nayır
play
ceza
to
sahasında
forward
vuruşunu
today.
yaptı. Tuğre'den geri geliyor. Atak devam ediyor. Rayic.
Italian. Here's
Atiba.
Piscator for Wellington
Kurdu
Phoenix
Caner.
as they launch their first attack.
Caner.
All yellow today.
Serbest vuruş elle oynama.
Coward just can't quite stretch to keep that one alive. Young White,
Erdem elle oynuyor.
made his international debut in the recent friendly series, a couple of games against the Republic of Ireland and Lithuania. His first goal friendly against the Irish, which ended in a 3-1 loss for New Zealand. The first tactical question has been answered, Andy. It is back three for Western United. Maybe there's a bit of talk about them switching to a back four, but it's Parias and Payne, the two wing backs.
Kişilik baraj Gençler Birliği'nde.
And they're backtracking now as the Villa tries to thread
Topun
it through.
gerisinde Atiba, Vida,
Yeah, I
Gökhan,
think Mark
Umut,
Ruiz preferred
Ruiz ceza sahasında.
diligently used to have three at the back
Öndüre'ye
with two
doğru
wing backs. He's
Atiba.
very happy to change
Kaleci
with
kalesinde
defenders. He needs
değil.
to
Yardımcısına
push
bakıyor.
players further forward or indeed
Havada.
withdraw players. Deep position.
Taşçıoğlu. Bayrağını kaldırdı. Ertaç. Sakatlık geçiriyor. Şimdi kalktı.
Last week to draw against Western Sydney and an assist for best operation the week before that.
Atiba. Ertaç. Direkt ardından gelişmeler.
Start of the season had been missing the last
Var
few weeks.
incelemesi.
Got his chance. Made the most of it.
Higher in the middle, and it's fitted in by Nikolai Muller. The German relieves the pressure on his German coach. Adam with the assist. And Nikolai Muller applies the finishing touch. Just his second goal for the Wanderers.
For Diamante, lofted over the top for the pace of Parias, and he will be able to keep it in play.
Whilst Adelaide have started this
Reflection
match
favours Norwich,
Unfortunately.
pretty effortlessly.
It's a little
Offside.
bit too much of Price who then put it in the corner.
Then in the counter-attack, they get
Really broke down after that.
No, Adam's been very positive. And the deflection works for Nikolai Muller.
Sort of
Very
It's like
fortunately.
somebody got to the other side of the centre circle and thought, yeah, that's what I do now.
Onto the box.
Keep going, son, that's what you do.
Very short reaction time. Drive that one over Paul Izzo. It's a clever header. Goal against the run of play, but the Wanderers Sesenyon bırakıyor. Vida. Nadir.
Steinman thought he made a bit of a meal of that.
Alta gönderiyor.
He's the most foul player in the competition, Alessandro Diamante. 36 times he's suffered at the hands of his various opponents.
Var odasından gelen görüntü.
Penalty for the foul by Germany is this free kick.
Vida.
Gökhan
Gökhan Gönül. Elneni. Tekrar Gökhan. Ruiz. Diaby. Gökhan kullanacak saç atışını. Vida.
Started the run of Tintain and rewarded it. Accurate release. Behind him is Renato Discotto. Scored his first Knicks goal last week. Lovely 1-2. Discotto into the box. It's Ulisses Davila. And it's straight at Koto in the end. But it's a nice flowing move by the Knicks.
Karius just knocked the tail end of the switch of play.
Ruiz
was as good as anything else in that move. We saw the intricate interplay as the runner to make it into the penalty area. Really just couldn't get the purchase on the shot that was required.
Ayite hareketli. Karius. Diaby'e doğru. Olamaz. Diaby.
Straightforward. He's just got away from Diamante. He's talking of 100 A-League games today. Just going
Enkutu.
check on the welfare. I felt he should have had the whistle. I think Marcus Bubbles
Making the judgment from a distance and saying,
Gökhan. Offside bayrağı yine havada. Alex Taşçıoğlu.
Acknowledgement of his 100th A-League match. Here's the contact. Pretty heavy at the end of it.
Spitala's football play. That's
nice touch. Sean Evans.
Central defender, Patrick Fee.
Referees out.
Really good save by
That's indoctrination. Maybe the next code Jacobs.
Ertaç.
birthday present a set of
Vida.
the laws of the game.
Gökhan.
Whistle yourself to sleep.
Karius.
On Davila, the play continues with advantage play.
Caner.
Short evidence, Kakache with the
Sarı
comeback.
kart Nadir'e.
It's just stretching.
İtirazlar.
Bring it away through McDonald here.
Az önce yapılan harekette.
Start given the
Faul
conditions.
beklenmiş
Very
Nadir'in.
warm down the pitch side.
İtirazlar. Sarı kart
This
getiriyor.
has been a temporary game, which the coach and staff they felt was needed to give it a bit of zip. Here's Piscopo. He's been likely early on. Good sliding challenge by play. Deals for handball though, particularly by Ufuk Talay, who's now involved in a conversation with Kate Jacobitz, the fourth official.
Ruiz. Kırmızı kart. Gençler Birliği maçı kaldı.
He's got such a sweet
Nadir kırmızı kart görüyor. Gençler Birliği oyuncusu.
It's going to be interesting today. It's Tintain against Colpane. Only a couple of vowels and a consonant between Payne to decide.
Tam oyun başlamışken Fırat Aydınus tekrar durdurdu oyunu ve kırmızı kart Nadir.
They're just spinning clear of Devlin.
Stanko'nun yokluğunda Hamza Hoca onun en iyi cep oyuncusu. Nadir 12. dakikada kırmızı kart görüyor.
This is a wonderful opportunity for Wellington United's number 14. Just on the screen there, trying to stop the forward pass out of the Wellington defence. Such a talented player. There's no reason why he can't grow into one of the league's headline acts. Very
straight through Cameron Devlin, I think. Back to that. Play continues. Ufuk Talay is incensed again.
Diaby.
Devlin is looking to the sideline to say, do you want to kick again so we can get some attention for Cameron Devlin? Two former Sydney FC teammates. And Karma goes into the door. I think he can have few complaints. It's a very, very sturdy challenge, Andy.
A little bit after he picked up the card.
Şu an görüntü öyle Gençler Birliği'nde.
I think he's slightly withdrawn the leg. He's gone in hard and then realised he's not going to get there. I think he's slightly withdrawn. That doesn't ref. Again, to his credit for encouraging the play with the advantage rule.
Sepa. Caner.
Lost between the Sydney's teammates.
Enkudu. Tekrar Caner. Vida. Ya bir sağ kanatta kaçtı. Gökhan.
So Stephen Taylor. Which gave Sydney a point last week. It's broken down though for Wellington, deep inside the right half of the pitch. Diamanti on the ball.
Abdullah Avcı.
Taylor returns.
Vida. Ceza sahasına doğru.
United players got down heavily in the centre circle. I think
Olamaz.
uzaklaştırıyor. He's done something really bad there, Dylan Torres. I think it's Torres, isn't it? No, it's...
Ayite döndü. Beyaz.
It is, it's Hannah. I think this is just an awkward twist.
Arka direğe Gökhan.
He's just gone.
Olomak'tan önce kademede dikkatli taca gönderiyor.
Just stretching for the ball, and then as he went to push off again, something's gone in that knee. Side for the player and the coach.
Olomak. Bu kez offside bayrağı Erdem
Any
Bayık.
possibility, you saw the pain that Hammer was in immediately there. Dropped to the turf.
Ruiz. 15. dakika. Gençler Gökhan. Sefalar çıkıyor. Gökhan Elneni.
Testing.
Ruiz.
Substitution at the trainers.
Vida. Laic.
Jonathan Asper, of course, will be replacement.
Gökhan.
Worrying sight for Brendan Hammer.
Enkudu.
Return pass.
Elneni.
Just managed to get himself into this team.
Caner.
Rather unstable, isn't it?
Caner'den orta. Köşe vuruşunu kullanacak. Caner Erkin.
See the frustration. Worked for weeks to get himself back in the starting 11. It's something completely innocuous.
Caner.
It's the end of the section.
Bir korner daha.
Let's go down to Archie Thompson, who's kicked side for us this afternoon. Archie.
Hey Simon, yeah, it doesn't look really good. I know how hard
Tekrar döndü
Hammer's
sol
worked
kanada.
off the
Caner.
pitch just to get back on the pitch. And
Caner
unfortunately,
orta.
it looks like a serious knee injury. You could see the
Sol bek
frustration in his
ortaladı.
work.
Sağ bek vurdu,
But the
sonuç
rules of the game at the
alamadı.
run, it's got a real
Beşiktaş.
high temper to it. The breeze across makes it really tough. So, and what you don't get to see too is the amount of supporters that are here too. The Wellington, and you've got the whole stand on the back here of the Western United supporters. So it's all good. Unfortunately, for Hammer, so
Golsüz geçiliyor.
Thanks very much, Archie.
Ertaç kale
Some
vuruşunu
further
kullanıyor.
supporters came here. Lost for not only for Wellington, of course, but from the
Elneni.
Enkudu. A few of them here in
Caner.
to the left.
Umut Nayır. Atiba Hutchinson.
All the best. Jonathan
Atiba.
Asper, Totometis is with us.
Elneni.
Just 15 minutes and 2 substitute
Caner.
appearances for the club so far this season.
Laic kontrol. Savunmadan geri geliyor.
Kept him out for a while.
Gökhan. Çıkamadı Gençler Birliği. Elneni. Çizgide. Enkudu.
Carefully, if the pitch isn't
Bir
concerned
sürü
for the players,
Enkudu'dan. Beyaz
haven't
karşısında.
seemed to indicate that it might be.
Caner.
Terrible times.
Atiba.
You know what? Credit to the Wellington Phoenix
Yasin.
medical team. Devere played only 5 games for
Harika
Brisbane
ediyor
this
Fırat
season.
Aydınus.
Succession of injury issues. We thought maybe to do as well, but he's played every minute so far this season for the Phoenix.
Well, you have to say something on the back of that. All credit to Wellington, I suppose. I think it's paid off. Did he know something no one else did about Luke de Beer? Because great talent, Luke has been, but cruel by a series of injuries. We never really saw his career develop. Tala throws him a lifeline. And this player who's not been able to put the games together. He's not missed a minute all season. He's just not missed a minute. He's been outstanding for the Knicks. It's been a bit of work. Wilfred Tala.
Touch around the corner by McDonald's.
Hemen kullandı sefer.
Careers into Timtay.
Atiba. Caner. Pası Diaby. Diaby kaç karşıya. Plase dışarı gidiyor. Diaby. Bu arada böyle kabada Alex Taşçıoğlu'nun bir kez daha. Diaby sol ayağıyla plasesi. Alex Taşçıoğlu'nun bayrağı havada. Gençler karşısında pozisyon bulmakta şu ana kadar zorlanmadı Beşiktaş ama offside 3 kez Alex Taşçıoğlu bayrağı kaldırdı. Gençler Birliği bu sezon Süper Lig'de en fazla kırmızı kart gören iki takımdan biri. Kayseri Spor'la birlikte bu sezon Süper Lig'de çıkan en erken 3. kırmızı kart oldu. Nadir'in gördüğü. Caner. Erdem. Yasmin. Elneni. Vida. Gökhan.
He'd be putting more pressure on the edge of the box than Weston did then.
Diaby.
Cross might have fallen a little more favourably for ball.
Sesenyo.
Just right.
Olomouc. Sesenyo.
Seemingly beaten. Couldn't hit the target.
Ruiz. Elneni.
Too casual in turning the ball over there.
Sergi Enkutu oldu. Enkutu.
Nearly made to play in full place.
Top çıkıyor. Kale vuruşu Gençler Birliği'nin.
Still in the space.
İşte Enkutu.
Rather mess things up.
Dışarıdan çeviriyor Alex Taşçıoğlu. Enkutu. Ayite. Candeias. Ayite. Ayite. Gökhan. Laiç.
Assist.
Laiç. Diğer sağ kanattan Atiba uça çıktı. Pas Atiba'ya doğru. Atiba ceza sahasında. Hızlı bir top Laiç'ten. Smith. Olomouc. Bir de karşılıyor. Elneni. Elneni. Caner. Vida. Gökhan Gönül.
Raided his old club during the off-season.
Laiç.
Gökhan.
Diaby. Laiç. Ruiz. Caner. Elneni. Atiba Hutchinson. Enkutu. Atiba. Enkutu tekrar. Şimdi orta.
So dangerous is the Mexican. And the Brown was swallowed up by this super athlete.
Ruiz bir vuruyor. Yasin. Vida.
Conceded the opening goal.
Diaby.
Through Davila. Disco.
Gökhan.
safe still, isn't it?
Clean header.
Diaby.
So their mixture breaks
Gökhan.
away.
Vida.
It was a great serve.
Two
Ruiz.
goals. Look, they're just 5 from
Vida.
20 games.
Committed.
Gökhan Gönül.
It's really difficult for it to pull out by that maybe standing time.
Umut takip ediyor.
Devlin's shot was actually
Vida.
deflected by his own teammate.
Candeias. Candeias. Candeias. Şut. Karius Ayite. Kale boş. Toparladı gol. Ayite. Togolu futbolcu Gençler Birliği'ni 1-0 öne geçiriyor. 24. dakika. Gol Ayite ile geliyor.
Well for possession, Wellington in
Fulham'dan gelmişti Gençler Birliği'ne. Ayite topu alana gönderdi. Karius'tan teker topu takip ederek. 24. dakika. Fırlatıyor.
some of the Wellington players, Stephen Taylor and Cameron Devlin.
Seken top Ayite.
Cross immediately, Connor Payne comes to his team's rescue. That's up
Gençler
Marisha,
Birliği
of course, is in
deplasmanda
there.
1-0 önde.
This time playing peacemaker.
2019-2020 sezonunda oynadığı tüm deplasman maçlarında gol atan Gençler Birliği bu maçta da golü buluyor.
Devlin sees it. And he charges in. And then Skataras goes down and Devlin comes in on the preceptive. I'm just saying if he was going to give him a miss. No mistake about that.
Tell you what, Jerry Scatalis could be in a bit of trouble here. If that is construed as violent play.
Vida ve Ayite.
Across the heads,
Candeias.
ball.
Seken top
Left him with
Ayite.
a bit of a
Gençler Birliği
headache.
1-0 önde.
And Sean Evans potentially too.
Gökhan. Diaby.
Rather unnecessary.
Elneny. Vida. Ruiz.
Still there. Sean Evans a good opportunity
Spor'la birlikte deplasmanlarda en fazla gol atan iki takımdan biri. Bu sezon Gençler Birliği 16 golü var. Deplasmanlarda Laiç, Olomat, Elneny, Enkudu, Elneny,
That's not Marisha was sent some trouble.
Enkudu, yerden boşta kalan top
Before
Ertem.
Skataras had hit the turf, I almost put everything I had on the fact that Devlin was going to stir up a bit.
En son açmaya çarpıyor. Ertaş'ta kalıyor top. Sefa.
No further action required.
Karius. Vida. Elneny. Atiba Hacı. Laiç. Offside.
Bring it under his spell.
Var odasından gelen görüntü.
Is there any further action that's required there, in your opinion? Am I making too much of that?
Ruiz. Elneny.
I remember you were sent off once you scored
Interesting.
a particular fixture. If you want something
Skataras who hit the
similar to what
turf.
next year
Ruiz.
there, you have a different view as to
He was the one leading out the
Gökhan. Elneny.
They wanted to make some. You see the Adelaide United benches up
Ruiz.
now. Carl Viet, Eugene Galekovic, all of them. You can see the
Enkudu.
coach. They all think that was a clear
Caner.
card. I have to agree with them. We see so many week in, week out.
Gökhan.
This is Andrew Durant.
Alta gönderiyor. Gökhan Gönül.
Himself this week. He's had to play despite suffering a bit of concussion.
Golün gelişimi
Devlin is really
Vida
been
ve
effective,
Ayite.
hasn't he? Against Diamante.
ardından sağ kanatta Candeias. Candeias.
Stumble to make it look like I'm being fouled.
Ruiz karşısında şut
Sometimes he is,
attı.
sometimes he isn't.
Sektirdi. Haydi topu boşalttı.
Looking to bend it, I'm pretty sure, into that top right-hand corner. Didn't quite work out for him. He's an exciting prospect, Dylan Perez, still just 19.
He's had a similar did much better. Someone did find the top right the director's box.
Still West Ham United, only his second early start of the ball.
Diaby.
City back in February 2017.
Diaby. Diaby. Sefa'ya faul yapıyor.
There's a time of difficulty there, though. Here's Ulysses. Ruiz could track it back.
Ertaç.
Goes again. Burgess. Huyndai challenged by Steiner. That's what he's there for.
Ayite. Ayite ayakta kaldı. Pas Candeias. Candeias çaprazda.
Wellington.
Candeias yerden bir korner daha.
Quite and he's Diamond. Still waiting for his first Wellington Phoenix goal. And again, it was very neat, tidy in construction.
I like it when it's tight, the passes are short. They bounce off each other nicely. They're really starting to find this season some good rhythm. It's good time.
Gençler Birliği'nin
It's a tall one.
Vida.
This season has grown as well. He's started slowly, the German.
Yasin.
Very impressive in the last
Ayite.
3 to 4
Yasin
weeks.
tekrar. Yasin. Sefa orta. Savunma kapanıyor. Polomat. Ertaç. Caner. Ruiz. Gökhan.
United into a mistake.
Ruiz. Caner. Enkudu. Caner. Atiba.
With that decision, just because it's been 38 degrees next
Gökhan Gönül.
It's his battle armor, he calls it.
Elneni.
Caner.
Laiç.
It suggests that only exacerbates them.
Laiç'ten orta. Kaleci çıktı. Diaby. Diaby. Diaby. Taç. Gençler Birliği'nin Gençler Birliği kalecisi Ertaç arkadaşlarıyla yaşadığı bu anlaşmazlık topu elinden kaçırdı. Diaby. Ardından taca çıkıyor top. Ayite. Gökhan dizine bir darbe aldı galiba. Acı içinde Gökhan Gönül.
So they've opened up a bit of space, but the defence just deceived.
Ayite. Gökhan böyle yerde kalıyor.
Aggressive without the ball. No retreating at all from this Wellington team. Really good at the moment.
Sağlık görevlileri Gökhan için oyun alanında. Şimdi kalkıyor Gökhan.
Just for a second. It's been high for a goal kick. Let's go down to Archie Thompson. What's the apple slide down there?
Yeah, there's a great bit of Western United just behind the bench here. Very, very vocal. Not much to sing about the actual performance of Western United, just purely for the fact that Wellington really set up and smothered everything. But really, really vocal. Very vocal.
Thank you very much, Archie.
Caner.
The problem is, it's the
It's
individual
looking to grow in numbers in the next few seasons before they get that
Yasin.
purpose-built stadium.
Yasin. Yasin.
Very sure that explodes.
Ortasında başarı var.
Players can take drinks.
Şimdi orada yuvarlakta Gökhan Diaby.
Reflect on what we've seen so far at the upper, which has been some good sides for Western United, but mainly at the other end, some pressed into play. Those front three, fourth Wellington Phoenix.
Elnili. Caner. Enkudu. Elnili.
The ref is going to have to take a ticket away to get back into the team now. That's how well that Devlin is playing. And, you know, he's come out of that Sydney FC team midfield, watching Brandon O'Neill do his thing, Josh Brillante, Paolo Retro, when he's been called upon for series. And he's really learnt the craft well of those fantastic players, great role models. And Devlin has not missed a beat since Roof has thrown him in. Roof has been outstanding, and all the expectation was that Wellington might come back a little bit without Roof playing because he was so good and so dominant. Roof now has that delightful problem as a coach. How do I get all these good players into my team? Because the way he's going at the moment, Cameron Devlin can't be dropped from the side. He's been fantastic at playing here today. Small in stature, or smallish, not the smallest player in the league, but there's not a lot of him. But he's a very clever player. He positions himself the way he engages opponents. A little bit of irritability here and there, a niggle that gets under people's skin and plays very craftily with the ball. I tell you what, the youngster's making the very most of the opportunity he's got at the moment.
To continue their recovery from a slow start to the campaign, they were bottom after the new season. It's already been forced into a reshuffle, of course, with the injury to Brendan Hamill early on in the game. Stroke called off the bench, but this start of a period of games for Wellington Phoenix, in which after this they faced the four bottom teams in the early in January. Targeted 12 points.
Fırat Aydınus
Sequence of 5 matches.
bakacak pozisyona. VAR hakemleriyle konuştu.
Pretty much on course, I think, for
Gelip kendisi izleyecek.
top 6 finish, maybe top 4.
Playing well enough to have those direct aspiration, but I'll tell you, it's a bit of quicksand. So
İşte bu müdahale
teams in
sarı
the
kart
leagues
çıktı.
are looking
Fırat Aydınus'a
at the upcoming draw and pitting themselves against teams below them and making the threat. How many other skills do we see in this game?
izlemesini önerdi VAR hakemleri. Bir kez daha farklısını pozisyona.
That was travelling and it glanced off the base of the post.
Kırmızı kart Gençler
For
Birliği.
the restart, Wellington,
9 kişi kalıyor. Nadir'den sonra Yasin de kırmızı kart
It's a
gördü.
beautiful give and go, and he decides to shoot from distance. A good tactic, beats the keeper, can't beat the post.
Yasin kırmızı kart.
United's best effort of the game so far. Without a doubt.
Gençler Birliği 9 kişi.
Spanish walking the tightrope. Yeah, pops up.
Well, can I congratulate the referee? I wouldn't punish that with a yellow card, but Skatanis is quite clearly minded to stop an attack and not win the ball. Double would have been away. Congratulations, Sean Evans.
Yasin Pehlivan kırmızı kart görüyor.
I'm saying I'm not having that on my watch. Fans have come to watch the ball move and players run.
Bit of space for the Mexican.
Nadir'den sonra Yasin de kırmızı kart görüyor.
Commentators curse returns.
What I think is fair to say is that Western United be very grateful that Avila is slightly off his top form. He's been great as this season has developed for Wellington Phoenix. And if he'd been at top 2 at so far today, I reckon Western United would be chasing the line. He's a couple of passes, not quite at his best. Maybe he's finding the conditions a little bit
Laiç
difficult.
topun gerisinde.
Maybe it's just one of
37.
those days for
dakika. Laiç ceza sahasına. Kan çalamadı Beşiktaş.
There's that yellow card. It's a great decision from the ref. No patience, no effort to win the ball at all. Now Skatanis is on that tightrope.
Looks like it's escaped early.
kırmızı kart gören takım Gençler Birliği oldu. 6. kırmızı kartı başkent temsilcisinin bu sezon. Diaby faul yapıyor.
Tussling with Skatanis for the ball. Devlin in there too, and he's come away with it. Skatanis has got to be careful here.
There's nothing to make apart from the fact that Devlin has run across him to win the foul. Again, it's the cleverness of Devlin. There's nothing. Look, Diamante, that's one of my tricks. That's one of my tricks, you little devil. You little Devlin. Sloppy from the Gower, but he's in there ferreting. And then he senses, and you see he lunges. He just forces the contact from Skatanis. The Western player there more than a free kick.
Ture doğrudan kaleye doğru.
But again, the smarts, the game smarts of Devlin. Just in there ferreting away, pinches the ball, and then draws the foul.
Ruiz. Atiba. Caner. Atiba Hutchinson. El-Neni.
Opportunity for the Phoenix.
Diaby. Diaby. Ceza sahasına sekti. Kutu. Umut Nayır ortada. Atiba Hutchinson. Sabon'u uzaklaştırıyor Polomat'la.
Taylor looking to attack at the back post. It goes to that sort of an area. Curto's missed it. Cleared by Berisha. Barely sighted in an attacking sense. Davila went down. Oh, and so too did Ball.
Acı içinde Gökhan Gönül.
To book Connor Payne. I mean, no question it was a foul.
That's a great header defensively.
Gökhan öyle yerde kalıyor.
Blown up if I'm David Ball as well. They're under the pump Westerns. After the drinks break, immediately after the drinks break, they had that, well, their best chance where the post was hit by the Berger shot. But, I mean, then it stung back into action.
Sağlık görevlileri Gökhan için oyunlarında. Şimdi kalkıyor Gökhan.
Totally dominating and causing all sorts of grief for Western United.
This is the side of the penalty area. That's of course shoots down to a tee. The left-footed Moises Davila.
Gökhan devam edebilecek durumda. Sepa.
There as well, just to keep Western United guessing. 1 of 3.
Vida.
And near post for Curto.
Caner.
The problem is the officials are told to keep the flag down. And then if there is an offside, let the VAR sort it out.
Yasin.
This is Davila.
Yasin. Yasin. Bu arkasında başarı var. Şimdi ortaya yuvarlakta Gökhan. Diaby. Serbest vuruş.
Top of his game.
Polomat faul yapıyor.
Special start today that he's had in recent weeks.
Caner. Enkudu.
To take their eye off him.
El-Neni.
Then the question goes to him.
Enkudu.
As close as anyone to breaking the deadlock. McDonald.
El-Neni. Atiba. Enkudu. Caner. El-Neni tekrar. Laiç. Seken top Gökhan'a doğru. Polomat. Vida. Diaby. Aite. Sesenyon. Vida. Laiç. Vida. Laiç yerde. Kart çıkıyor.
David Ball able to turn and run at Durante. It's David Ball, and they've got a touch, I think, Curto. Really good stop to prevent the Englishman from giving Wellington the lead.
It was a brilliant save. And this is Davila dragging Aspro out of position, which opens the space for Ball. That's where Aspro would be. Ball receives, turns and takes on Durante. Not an easy thing to do. But then it's a brilliant pinky save from Curto.
He's the only goal leader of the year.
Yerde kaldı ya.
5 minutes to go before the break. Villa's corner. Break here for Devlin, but not quite. Western United looking to spring a counter-attack. They're going to like a ricochet, which favours Max Burgess, but he's not really got a lot of help.
Fırat Aydınus bakacak pozisyona. Var hakemleriyle konuştu.
Running right up the line.
Gelip kendisi izleyecek.
Was enough for Devlin to Nitic.
Look at that touch from Davila to get rid of Aaron Cal, but now they're chasing the Mexican.
İşte bu müdahale.
Still with Davila.
Çıktı.
Squares it out, and there's the opening goal now. David Ball, denied by Philip Curto, superbly some moments ago. Not to be denied this time. And Wellington hit the front, much to the delight of the travelling fans.
Kırmızı kart Gençler Birliği. 9 kişi kalıyor.
Devlin with the turn, a brilliant turn there. And this is the bit of magic that Ulysses Davila can present. And what he really enjoys, the recovery from Skatadas, is to the point where Davila can feel him. He knows where the trouble is. That's his comfort zone now. I know where the defenders are exactly, and I know where I can thread this pass, which he does beautifully. And La Cucaracha dances magnificently through to give Ball the tap in.
His second A-League goal. The Englishman. Wellington having a ball in Ballarat.
Yasin Pehlivan kırmızı kart
Off
görüyor.
balance. Hit that couple of feel they deserve that advantage. It is the 9th time in 12 A-League games that Western United have fallen behind. Nobody in the A-League this season has picked up more points from losing positions than Western United so far this season. 10 in total. So still a long way to go here in Ballarat. They get the reward, Andy. The next.
So they're great mix at the moment, Wellington. Just playing some great football. Really well organised, proactive team, fabulous mentality, clever touches.
Here's Diamante trying to show something similar. Kachi
Leitch
with
topun gerisinde. 37.
an
dakika.
important intervention. Off the head of Aspro, drops for Davila. See what he was trying to do.
Leitch ceza sahasına.
Just hold up a little bit.
Çalamadı Beşiktaş.
Upfield by Philip Curto. Rubic had to scatter away to prevent the corner. Look at that return, beautiful turn. Terrific.
This is what he loves. Skatadas will learn from this.
Kırmızı
These
kartla birlikte bu
players
sezon Süper Lig'de en fazla kırmızı kart gören takım Gençler Birliği oldu. 6. kırmızı kartı başkent temsilcisinin bu sezon. Diaby faul yapıyor.
The profiteer from Davila's excellent work. Just what we said, he wasn't quite at the races, the Mexican. Ball was once nominated for a Puskas Award back in 2015.
Sesenyon'a sözlü uyarı.
Absolutely spectacular goal he scored that day for Fleetwood Town against Preston. Well, today not quite as impressive, but probably just as important. That's clear infringement on Piraeus.
And just for reference, context sign, the Puskas Award after the great Hungarian first Puskas for the goal nominated to be the best goal on the planet in any calendar year.
Ture doğrudan kaleye doğru.
Ryan McGree, of course, nominated for that.
The scorpion kick.
Caner. Ruiz.
Tiscopo booked for the foul on
Atiba.
Piraeus.
Caner. Atiba Hutchinson.
Here's Connor Payne. Tempting cross. Up in the air it goes off. Matty Steinman. Scott McDonald on the volley, but Rubic had the angles covered. It did take his touch all the way through. Western United.
Diaby. Ceza sahasına sekti. Enkudu. Umut'la ortada. Atiba Hutchinson. Savunma uzaklaştırıyor Polomat'ta.
Diamante's delivering off the head of Kikachi.
Ruiz.
Here by Aspro.
Elneny.
Worked out by McDonald. Diamante again. Stop by Durante, but Berisha couldn't apply the finishing touch to the bench.
Certaç.
Well, again, Simon, just as we approach half-time, there'll be extra, obviously, for a couple of stoppages.
Son 5 dakika içeri için.
It's like an oven here at the Eureka Stadium. The players, you wouldn't know, and they've really put in, again, as we saw last night,
Elneny.
dry head, at least doesn't seem to be
Atiba
a feature of
Hutchinson.
these A-League players. They
Umut
just run
Nayit.
through it.
Ceza
Great
sahasında
intensity with this
yerden korner.
And whose goal separates the teams. David
Dağınızda
Ball
offside
finding
var diyor.
Piscopo on the left.
Alex
The first of 3
Taşçıoğlu'nun
additional minutes. Up in the air it goes
bayrağı
for
o yönde.
Villa. Use of the arm to try and control the ball.
You can see, not in his general performance today, but on the goal. The quality that Chelsea have put their I'm sure they'll love it, but he uses it.
Pozisyonda offside gerekçesiyle.
It's a great piece of skill.
Ertaç.
Should remember he was selected for Mexico Copa America squad back in 2011. His teammates in that squad, like Giovanni Dos Santos.
Elneny.
Goalkeeper advancing.
Ruiz. Caner.
Take on Macau.
Atiba. Offside.
He was drawn towards the ball.
O kadar çok offside'e düştü ki Beşiktaş.
Of course, for the drinks breaks.
That was a good cross from read it really well. It's a one-step jump and meet the ball.
Ertaç.
Running into the ball at the back post.
Çift vuruşu kullanacak.
Scooped away by Kabir. Huyndai's going to have to
Sefa'ya
get a
doğru.
little bit more out of his
Gökhan. Elneny.
challenges in the second
Gökhan.
half.
Vida. Karius. Caner. Atiba. Ruiz. Elneny.
Actually, we've mentioned Besar Berisha's name once or
Caner.
twice in this first half.
Playing
Which is telling.
Sesenyo. Erdem. Beyaz. Taş Beşiktaş'ın.
Get stronger in the tackle.
Caner.
Together as a team.
Elneny. Vida. Gökhan.
Losing his footing, his bearings. Villa.
Elneny.
Might get a run just to get some
Caner.
settled possession in midfield.
Caner.
Something
Ceza
going
sahasına
on as well.
savunma
Might be
dikkat
worse, as
çekti.
you
Vida.
highlighted. I'd be
Elneny.
surprised if Aguero goes to the bench.
Caner. Kafa
Not 2 goals
vuruşu
down by now because
Diaby.
Kakachi's on the charge here and slides it through looking for Macau.
Caner
Good tracking back.
7. asistine çok yaklaştı.
So,
Diaby'ye bıraktı. Diaby out'a gönderiyor. Bu sezon bir maçın ilk yarısı Diaby.
It's more like... Oh, we can laugh. I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, Hamill, big blow. He's taken his time to get into the team, and Culver as well has had to sweat and wait. Been sensational for Western since earning the starting berth, and now he's assisted from the field. It's not going to plan for Mark Rudan at the moment.
So Dario Yurtets has been told to warm up very, very quickly and get ready. Does that mean a change of formation to a back four with Aspro and Durante as the two central defenders? Payne and Parias on the flanks. Yurtets in his more usual midfield role, we shall see. Meantime, Western United are short-handed, and Reno Piscopo looking to make them pay. That is well off beat with his shot on the Western United goal.
That's a disappointing finish, really. Again, he skipped into space nicely. Plenty of opportunity to line that one up.
So Dario Yurtets, the Croatian, is with us. And straight into the action. We did speculate before the game whether they might start with a back four. It's pretty certain they've gone to one now. Western United, that's a lovely touch by Diamanti. He had no right ready to reel that in, and he releases Payne. Tim Payne back to cover him. Diamanti looking for Parias. Oh, it was beautifully found as well, Dylan Parias, but he got the shot horribly wrong. But two wonderful pieces of skill from Diamanti.
These are these balls with the wicked curl on it. Just a breakdown in technique. Horribly so for Dylan Parias.
Technique letting Dylan Parias down. And a little glimpse of just what Alessandro Diamanti can bring.
So, Simon, into context, down 1-0 at half-time. And Western United really pushing hard for the first 2 minutes, and that's a great chance for Scott McDonald. Given his goal-scoring record at senior club football, that should have been 1-1. And the context is it wasn't 1-1, and McCowart makes it 2-0. Games change very quickly. Great goal from Wellington. And Western United have thrown them that lifeline with their own wastefulness.
See what they could do with this one. It's Dario Yurtets can have a go. It's a really lame effort at the end from the substitute. Let's go down to Archie Thompson. What's your view, Archie?
Yeah, what's really noticeable is as soon as that second goal went in, the Western United bench just deflated. But what's really noticeable is Ufo Tale is marching up and down his bench there. It's almost like his team is the orchestra and he's the conductor. The way that he's saying pass the ball, switch in and out, it's just beautiful to watch. This is probably one of the best Wellington football teams I've seen in my time in the game.
Well, he's certainly dressed for the occasion as the conductor, isn't he? He's just missing the baton.
Well, Rudin passed him the baton. Wellington.
Lovely arms.
Probably wishing he hasn't now.
Here's David Ball. Sat nicely for him. And looked to shoot across Philip Curto's. The right idea. Very narrow angle.
Yeah, Aspro just getting it wrong for offside. That would have been play on, and you can't blame Ball for instinctively shooting on the turn. Actually, given the rap I have on him, I was expecting him to at least force a save there. The shot going across the keeper and to safety from a Western viewpoint.
Here's Parias. Looking to attack Kakachu, stands him up with ease. Well defended. Growing in stature and playing against one of his heroes today in Alessandro Diamanti. Italian heritage, of course, Kakachu. Here is the Italian. Oh, dearie me, he's put that one almost out of the ground. Ball boy's got a long chase and fetch.
Well, to me, this is Diamante tightening with the burden of trying to get his team out of this. He's just got an incredible technique. And 9 times out of 10, that would at least trouble the goalkeeper, but that one was sailing all the way to Bendigo, I think. I don't really know where Bendigo is from here, so...
You're looking at me. Wellington United have got just under 25 minutes to try and turn this around. Came from behind last week against the Wanderers, but that was only a 1-goal deficit. Today they're chasing 2. Little step over from Burgess. He's been impressive in patches. Berisha. Burgess again. Pack defence from Wellington Phoenix. Yurtets. And they find the key to unlock the door. Not like that they won't, through Aspro.
That's frustrating. Passage of play for Western. Set it up nicely. Wellington contracted again and filled the holes defensively. Forced Western out again, and Aspro lets it all off with a poor pass.
Stefan Maridovic being given the hurry up by Sean Evans. First of a double header, of course, in the A-League today. Newcastle, Brisbane later. Those statistical anomalies of
nicely. Wellington
the A-League. It's
contracted
a fixture that the away team always wins that one.
Defensively.
See if that continues. 2 teams in desperate need of a result.
With a poor pass.
And tomorrow it's that top of the table clash between Sydney and Melbourne City. Stefan Maridovic being given the hurry up as Sean Evans between the Mariners. First of a double header, of course, in the A-League today. Newcastle, Brisbane later. Those statistical anomalies of
nicely.
The A-League. It's a fixture that the away team always wins that one.
Defensively.
See if that continues. 2 teams in desperate need of a result. Tomorrow it's that top of the table clash between Sydney and Melbourne City. Phoenix, and he's dragged back by Yurtets. Maridovic being given a few minutes. He's in Sean Evans between the Mariners.
That's clever
play.
play.
Of course, in the A-League today. Newcastle, Brisbane later.
Making ground up from the
statistical
back.
anomalies of
Nice
the
wide pushing
A-League.
out.
It's
Contracted
a
again,
fixture
and
that
it's
the
really
away
clever
team
play
always
again.
wins that one.
Defensively.
See if that continues. 2 teams in desperate need of a result.
Couldn't help himself.
Tomorrow it's that top
Yellow
of the table
card to
clash between Sydney and Melbourne City. Phoenix, and he's dragged back by Yurtets. Maridovic being given a few minutes. He's in Sean Evans between the Mariners.
That's clever
Of
play.
course, in the A-League portion of Newcastle, Brisbane later.
Making ground up from the
Statistical
back.
anomalies of
Nice
the
wide pushing out.
A-League. Fixture that the away team always wins that one.
Defensively.
To say the very least. A little bit of magic here, potentially from the Mexican, and the points could almost be safe. Davila taps it short for Piscopo. Devlin. Davila. Kakache. Going to drive through a space that wasn't really there. David Ball likewise. Dug out by Diamante, but then turned immediately back over towards Tim Payne here. He'll ferry it out towards the right-hand side, slung in towards Kakache, who'd stayed forward.
Well, that was a very protracted work move from the set piece. Few short passes. It's a dangerous ball over the top. Actually can't make any imprint on it.
Here's Berisha. First real sight of goal, potentially. Western United's top goal scorer. Gate was quickly shot by the Knicks. Minutes left in Ballarat. Aspro, Burgess, Torias. He's got away from Kakache this time and wants to hang it up towards the back post. Payne, not a good defensive header. It's Diamante, blocked by the defence, and Burgess Well, they had plenty of power, but no direction.
And they've had enough chances, really. We've already replayed the Scott McDonald one where he forced the save. There's that other excellent save from the fingertip early in the half. And then Diamanti blazes away now. It's Burgess who blazes away. Better chances than the Western players ended up making them look. Completely capable of hitting the target there, if not scoring. And to shoot so wide just shows how anxious perhaps Western United are getting.
Here's the busy Reno Piscopo. David Ball on the right, only McCowart in the penalty area, joined now by De Villa. And that's the goalkeepers. Max Burgess again. Yurtets. Rebounded off Devlin. Easily broken up by the Phoenix. Davila. Steinman shot down effectively by Aspro. Even though the German wanted the foul. Matty Steinman's done a good job again alongside Devlin in those defensive midfield roles. There he is. You might remember a famous game a couple of years back. Hamburg, one of the great old clubs of the Bundesliga, got relegated. Final day of 17-18. He played in that game. A real traumatic moment for one of the true heavyweights of German football. Now he's giving chase to Bessel Borussia. McDonald, Diamanti, got away from him, the Italian. Western United quickly back on the ball though. Piraeus, good first touch by Diamanti, but it's a shot with his weaker right foot and it's wide again.
Well, it's just so important that Diamanti figures heavily in this Western comeback if it's to be such. And to see his hunger around the penalty area to receive the ball, and he forced his way inside the danger zone then and shot instinctively with his right foot.
Well, his team is getting in good positions. So far, the shooting has been pretty lame. Davila. Howard's overcooked that one quite considerably.
That's a waste as well. Scored the second goal. It was an excellent one for the youngster. But that's just to whack the ball across and hope. And I think Wellington are not safe clear yet. They've played excellently, but the goal for Western, if it's to come, changes everything. And those moments you have to consolidate.
Aspro short, Diamanti drives through a gap and sets it up for Skatadis, whose effort is blocked brilliantly by Devlin. Another really crucial piece of play. Skatadis has remained down, injured inside the Wellington penalty area. Play continues upfield. Wellington are aware of the fact that Skatadis needs attention. Sportingly, they've stopped the play.
Well, I think more sportingly, the ref called time for drinks.
Opportune moment, perhaps, to take a breather, and Mark Ruden's got plenty to think about as we head into the last quarter of an hour here in Ballarat. His team has pushed and pushed, but really not able to put any sustained pressure on Stefan Marinovic's goal. And the applause you hear in the background, the attendance has just gone up on the big screen, 5,084, just to repeat that figure. But the stats that matter in terms of the scoreboard are these two goals, Andy Harper.
Well, this first goal, which was a beauty, came on the back of Western United possession, which they turned over. And ball, on the balance of play throughout the season, certainly deserves that goal. And then again, the game turned on a period of real dominance for Western United, but Luke De Vere too strong for Berisha. This is brilliant from Piscopo, just lining up the whole midfield and driving the ball in. And from there, because of that positivity, a favourable bounce for McGowan, who was in the right place at the right time with a very sharp finish. They've looked great, Wellington.
And this is what it will mean if it stays this way. Wellington will return to the top 6 at the expense of Western Sydney Wanderers, winners in that dramatic game yesterday against Adelaide. And Western United would miss the chance to leapfrog Melbourne City into second. Things starting to bunch up a little bit in positions 3 down to 7. Bessart Berisha's just probably thinking, just give me one chance. He's barely had a sniff today. And more problems looming potentially for Western United as they prepare their first change. And it's the end of the section for Reno Piscopo. He's just struggling to see in the glare of the daylight which number have been held up, and it's Reno Piscopo, and he has been excellent today. Claimed an assist for that second goal. But part of a front four, which now includes Hooper, Andy, that has a bit of everything, doesn't it? Trickery, speed, workmanlike qualities in the shape of David Ball. Now Gary Hooper is a proven goal scorer, and of course the trickery of Davila as well.
Yeah, well, Piscopo is really becoming something for the Phoenix. And again, you know, stop doing this, pumping air into his tyres, but Tale has brought these individuals through and together magnificently to this point of the season.
Piscopo, one of those hoping to be in Tokyo in 2020 with the Ollie Roos. Although he did represent the Italian junior sides, country of his heritage. His work is done. Western United's just beginning. Here's Dylan Parias. Gets away from ball. Useful cross away by Taylor. Yurtets and Diamante perhaps got in each other's way a little bit.
And you look at this Wellington team, and those players you mentioned, Davila, Piscopo, Devlin for the last 3 games. And not exactly talking Mark Haitley and Joe Jordan. You know, and it just goes to show if you're good enough, you're big enough, and not daunted by bigger opponents. They're just clever players.
Well, they're the happiest people inside the stadium at the moment.
Well, they're an hour and a half away from the trouble at the MCG, so that will help.
Well, they've made the right decision, haven't they?
Definitely so. They're really enjoying their team. Why not? This is as good a Wellington product as we've seen, I reckon. And they've had finals teams before which have excited us, but this is really developing nicely.
They will argue they've got the real Tim Payne cards. Slightly different spelling, of course. So the next question is, we are actually watching the only 2 teams in the league now have failed to win a trophy in the A-League era. That's understandable, of course, from Wellington's point of view, or Western United's, as Davila has played onside. It's Ulysses Davila. That should do it. The Mexican seals all 3 points with 10 minutes to go and puts the cap on a really, really professional display by the Wellington Phoenix.
Well, right fullback Dylan Parias dragging his heels and keeping Davila onside. You watch this guy play, and still 7 days hence you wonder how he missed from 2 yards last week against Sydney. There's Perez, the number 5, keeping Davila onside. Never in a month of Sundays did you ever conceive he was going to miss this. He just set it up beautifully. There was a needle to be threaded, and that's what his left foot does. Fantastic find for Wellington Phoenix. Great contributor to the A-League. And maybe that's the nail in the coffin for Western United here at Ballarat. Never in doubt this. No freezing, no anxiety. Just a job to do, and that's slot the ball. And Davila does it beautifully.
His 8th goal of the season for Wellington Phoenix, and isn't he a joy to watch? Well, people from New South Wales call Victorians Mexicans, but it is a real Mexican who has set the seal on this excellent display by Wellington as they make their second change. Tim Payne, who's played his part, takes his leave, and T. Hudson Wahongi is on for just his 2nd appearance for the club. And the point I was about to make when Davila raced through was Wellington have never won a trophy. Western United, of course, haven't. They're only just starting life in the A-League. Could Wellington actually lift some silverware this season? Not beyond the realms of possibility.
Well, they're a long way. We're all a long way from the finishing tape, of course, but honestly, I just couldn't be more impressed with the way this team is developing.
Corner to defend here. Slung in by Diamanti, but Berisha can't get on the end of it. Frustrating afternoon for him. A little puff out of the cheeks sort of accentuates that feeling. Diamanti is working as hard as anybody to try and get his team back in the contest, but looks a pretty forlorn hope for Mark Rudden and his outfit at the moment. And here's Gary Hooper showing Jonathan Aspro a clean pair of heels. As they flood forward again, it's Callum McCowart looking to find the angle, shot down by Yurtets. Western United survive that particular raid. We want 4 is the cry from those Phoenix fans. They are loving this. Round 25 in season 16-17, their last win in Victoria. That was at Amy Park against the Victory. Here's Burgess. Is there a lifeline for Western United? Not just yet. Ball, tidy work again. Finding his compatriot, Gary Hooper. Ooh, ball and all. David Ball and all.
Well, Durante steams in here. Steamed in there. Ufuk Talay got his number as well.
And there's a verbal exchange between the Wellington coach and a former Wellington player. It's just frustration. And still it goes on. Kate Jakovich trying to play peacemakers. We confirm that change again for you. He must be absolutely proud as punch with his team's display today. Particularly as it's the sort of conditions, really, that I don't get too often in Wellington. There we go. 6 goals in his last 7. Some of those from the penalty spot, to be fair, but still got to be converted.
It doesn't mean you get any less points on the competition table.
Here's David Ball. He's put in another tireless shift.
Look, I don't know if this has been a 4-0 game, Simon. I'm not even sure if it's been a 3-0 game. Western United have had some amazing chances, but that last breakaway a couple of minutes ago, Hooper's such an impressive player, but it's a poor pass out to McGowan. That would have made it 4, I reckon. Everything for McGowan to lose in front of goal if Hooper's pass is a good one. And Western United will have to believe and just get one. look at a 3-goal deficit. Let's just break it for one, and then maybe they can channel some of the craziness last night in Adelaide.
Darius, again, they can't pick out Berisha, who's been starved of service. And the good thing for Western United, their next engagement is State Derby against Melbourne City on the 3rd of January. Players do lift for derby games. That one at Amy Park. I see some are already labelling that the M80 derby. They're pretty quick on the uptake. The Victory Western United game's been labelled the Westgate derby. We'll see if it catches on. Third and final change for Western United. Kate Jakubits needs to get a bit more wattage in that scoreboard. Difficult to read the numbers. It's Berisha. He's going to make his way rather sullenly towards the sideline. Mutters a few words under his breath, but it's just not been his or Western United's day.
Well, he's looked in with a good touch, actually, Best Berisha. He just hasn't had the service.
So Valentino Ewell is with us. He scored a fair few goals in the NPL for Bentley Greens. How Mark Rudin could do with one now. Might be academic, though, at this late stage. Well, Scotardis is fouled by Steinman.
Except that we thought that going into stoppage time in Adelaide last night.
Well, that's true.
Wanderers up 3-1, and then all hell broke loose. And that has to be the focus for Western United. They'll have to believe that this performance, some of their attacks are worthy of at least a consolation. That having secured that goal, if they're good enough to get it, then why not come home with a wet sail?
Here's Dario Yurtec. That was troubling. Stephen Taylor in the way. Forward by Durante. Burgess wouldn't sit forward. They built the hands against De Beer. Now Wellington's turn to appeal. Breaks for Valentino Ewell here. Can he find the angle? Oh, that is definitely handball. That is a penalty. And they do have the chance. Luke De Beer with the outstretched arm.
Well, lifeline time. Diamante quick to claim the responsibility. Nice work from Ewell. This is tight, really tight. Needs short steps.
Actually, it's Taylor, isn't it?
What was he thinking?
It's a good save, actually, if you're a goalkeeper.
Well, there's only one problem with that.
Yeah.
That was bizarre.
Gets a booking for it. An own goal last week. Slightly bizarre concession of a penalty this. And we're just a couple of minutes to go, but there will be a chunk of stoppage time. Just maybe opens a window for Western United if they can convert this. I'm sure Mark Rudin is saying how much time to be added on. The clearest case of handball you'll wish to see. Can Diamante convert? Stefan Marinovic once saved a penalty from Son Heung-min whilst playing for New Zealand. So he's no stranger to stopping these penalty kicks from big players. And he got a hand, I think, to that one, but he couldn't keep it out. Just too powerful. And Western United have one back.
Well, he's worked really hard for that goal. Probably carried or assumed too much of the burden, the skipper, Diamante. But hang on to your hats. Now, in the controversy that's raged all season about handballs, I'm prepared to concede that Stephen Taylor's arm did not take up a natural position. What's doing there, Steve? I know what's doing here. You know how good a penalty is when the keeper guesses the right way and it still beats them at the post. Great stuff from Diamante.
It was obviously Stephen Taylor just thinking back to his days in Newcastle and maybe about Pavel Cernicek or Tim Krul or somebody like that. A bit of an argument.
That's all good. It's handball for the attacking team. When then he takes a thing from the ground, it's handball.
Tallow still arguing the toss down on the side.
Well, they thought there was a handball in the scrimmage around the edge of the box to start with.
I must confess that escaped my gaze, but clearly not Ufuk Tallay's. I don't think anybody could have missed Stephen Taylor's. Maybe get another look at that if we can. See what Tale is going on about. We are into stoppage time. 4 minutes to be added.
Well, have they got any blood and thunder in them? Western United.
Well, the board's just gone up showing 5, so we'll amend that. Maybe for the time taken for the penalty. And the celebrations that ensued, muted as they were.
Well, Western, they've got to push up, they can't afford. There's the handball bouncing off De Vere, bouncing off Burgess. That's what Wellington's complaints are all about. He's still trying to talk his way out of that penalty. Hoarse voice and all. Just a little tip for Uffy. They're not going to change play now for it.
Certainly not 2 minutes later. So is Tale claiming the ball came off Burgess's hand first?
There was a handball off Burgess. That looked to me like a handball off De Vere as well.
Yeah.
But the ricochet was allowed to go. And unfortunately for Western United, they're just not able to affect anything on the ball at the moment. See how quick their press is to try and turn it around. Not what they needed.
Certainly what Wellington want. And that is a corner, which no doubt they will take all the time they need. Again, the cry, "We want 4," goes up from the Wellington fans. They've had a really good day out here in Ballarat, as we all have. It's been an entertaining game to watch. There's precious little ambition being shown here by the Phoenix, understandable. David Ball wriggles clear and finds somehow Ulysses Davila, who is looking to put the cherry on top for Wellington. Back with Hooper, finds the gap for Kakache. Makawa broken down by Dario Yurtats, but Burgess isn't going to reach it ahead of De Vere. Wellington looking to just control these last couple of minutes. They're going to make a change shortly as well once they get the opportunity. Ben Wade is stripped and ready. Hudson Wahongi. Over the course of these 93 and almost a half minutes, it's difficult really to pick a fault. That's rather needless handball from Stephen Taylor aside in Wellington's performance. The bouncing ball could favour Gary Hooper here, and he got there ahead of the goalkeeper. Jonathan Aspro cannot keep it out, and Wellington do have 4. A quite bizarre goal. Hooper has injured himself in the process. Philip Curto came hurtling out, couldn't reach the ball, and Gary Hooper converts for just his 2nd goal in Phoenix colours. An extraordinary finish by the Englishman.
Well, it's brave, firstly. It's an incredible header, secondly. And any questions on Curto here? Now, he's made a challenge at the ball. Aspro makes a challenge too, but ends up in the net along with the ball. Well, 4-0. That's some amazing work.
Philip Curto caught out. His only consolation is that the result wasn't going to change. The margin of victory does. And Wellington's happy day out has just got a whole lot better, unless we're going to have another VAR intervention late on.
Well, that can only be on the keeper, I'd say, because there's not offside. It's an incredible heading technique. To get that power from that range. Is he offside? Drifts in.
That's the other question. Oh, is Aspro? Yeah.
I reckon his right heel might be slightly breaching that line. Where's the Hawkeye technology. Surely they'll be applying that. If that was the stoppage point when the kick was made.
But the bravery shown here by Gary Hooper.
That's incredible.
And I tell you what, we've seen some brilliant headers
Offside.
this weekend, not least from Nikolai Muller.
Can we do a sub, please? Now he's played it. We do the sub, please. Sub.
Still the VAR check goes on. No, it is going to be a free kick for Western United, so that goal is rubbed out, which is rather unfortunate for Gary Hooper. Well, it probably looks on the replay as though it's the correct decision. And Ben Waine has to wait his turn as we move into the 7th minute of stoppage time. I think we had 11 or even 12 last night in Adelaide. The hot weather and the VAR, we could be here all weekend if this continues over the course of the summer.
Great work from De Vere. He's looked good again. So good to see Luke De Vere playing football. He's way happier about it than us, I'm sure. Such a run. Here we go again.
Now can they get their 4th goal, potentially? Hooper's in position, ball at the far post, Davila in possession. Not this time. And still we go on. Forward by Durante. Dario Yurtets shaping for the shot, and Gary Hooper chased back. That's the final action. It's a really good win for Wellington Phoenix. Revenge for their round 1 loss, and a 7th match unbeaten for the Phoenix as they record just their 4th ever win in Victoria. That's how it finished here in Ballarat. Western United 1, Wellington Phoenix 3. And of course, but for the VAR intervention, that margin of victory might have been even bigger for the Phoenix, who were very, very good all across the park today. Disappointment, by contrast, for Western United on their debut here in Ballarat. Only an Alessandro Diamanti penalty to show for their efforts. A bit below par today. Huyndai again does a job on one of his great mates. Mark Rudan and his team left disappointed.